My name is Kesha, and I'm here as a member of JVP Seattle, which is one of the sponsoring organizations this evening. And this is Michelle from UW Supra. Jewish Voice for Peace is a national organization whose members are inspired by Jewish tradition to work together for peace, social justice, equality of human rights, respect for international law, and a US foreign policy based on these ideals. JVP opposes anti-Jewish, anti-Muslim, and anti-Arab bigotry and oppression. It seeks an end to the Israeli occupation of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, East Jerusalem, security and self-determination for Israelis and Palestinians, a just solution for Palestinian refugees based on principles established in international law, an end to violence against civilians, and peace and justice for all people of the Middle East. So that's who we are. And as a chapter in Seattle, JVP organizes actions, protests, educational and cultural events that tie in with local and national campaigns with these goals. Just a little plug, we currently have a book group, so if any of you are interested in this, the next time we're meeting is next week. If anyone is interested in more information about JVP or the book group specifically, you can come talk to me or to Wendy, who's here in the front row. So that's enough about JVP. I'm going to hand it over for a few words about Supra.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm one of our group members at Students United for Palestinian Equal Rights at the University of Washington. A little bit of background on Supra. We are a non-violent, non-racist organization, and we basically are in a similar vein to Jewish Voice for Peace in that we want to make sure that Palestinian and Israelis have access to equal rights and equal representation. We're really, this quarter, we're really hoping to have some more events about Palestine and educating people about boycott, divestment, and sanctions. So we've been working really hard at representing Palestine and bringing Palestinians to the forefront of the discussion. We had screened 5 broken cameras last week, and I know JVP is screening that this Thursday. And I just wanted to plug that we have Miko Peled books in the back that are really awesome, and a good Israeli perspective on the conflict. And Supra will be hosting Roadmap to Apartheid this Thursday at UW.
Okay, so it's my honor to introduce Iyad Burnat, who comes to us from Bil'in in the West Bank. Iyad is head of the Bil'in Popular Committee and a leader of the village's nonviolent popular resistant movement. Since 2005, citizens of Bil'in have held weekly demonstrations against the building of the Israeli separation wall through the community's agricultural lands and the steady encroachment of illegal settlements. The demonstrators have maintained a commitment to nonviolent methods of resistance in spite of armed military opposition that has resulted in many injuries and some deaths. These demonstrations are the subject of the recent Oscar-nominated documentary 5 Broken Cameras that Michelle just mentioned, which was made by Iyad's brother. We'll be screening this film on Thursday here at 7 p.m. and we'll be helping to raise funds for Iyad's tour. There are flyers about that in the back of the room as you go out. So tonight, Iyad will share stories of Bil'in and life in the occupied West Bank and talk about strategies for nonviolent popular resistance with the goal of peace and prosperity for all people. Please join me in welcoming Iyad.
Good evening, everybody. I am Iyad Burnat from Palestine, West Bank, Ramallah, Bil'in.
Okay.
Bil'in is a small village, 16 kilometers west of Ramallah, that comes in west of West Bank. So we have our non-violent struggle since 8 years now. After the Israelis bulldozers started to destroy our land, our olive trees, so it was in December 2004. But if we talk about the non-violent resistance in Palestine, it doesn't start in Bil'in village. If we back to the Palestinian history, we find that in 19 1936, it was a non-violent intifada against the British occupation. And it was for 6 months, hungry strike, everybody marched in the streets against the British occupation. So in 1987, it was also the famous intifada for the Palestinian. We called it the first intifada. And it was in a non-violent way. Everybody joined this intifada as a Palestinian. So I was at that time 15 years old. I joined the intifada with my friends in the school. So when I was 17, then we was marching in the street against the occupation to ask for our freedom as all the students in the demonstrations. So when I was 17, they arrested me for 2 years. And it's very hard, the life of the Israelis prison. So I want to talk about the life of the Israelis prison, and I want to take my case as to talk about it, because I lived this life when I was a child. So 17 years old, you didn't know nothing about the political or parties or nothing, just you join a demonstrations like all the students in your school. In 1 minute you have a big group of soldiers that's raid your home, take you. When they come to take me at middle of the night, they say to my father that we want him for 5 minutes. So they take me, they start to beat me inside of the jeep of the soldiers. They didn't ask me anything. They just was soldiers. I saw him big soldiers. I didn't know if they are big or not, but because I was small, I was child. So they take me to Dhahriya jail. It's near Hebron. 1992, it was snow in Palestine, like the same time of this time. It was very cold. When I enter the jail, I find 2 soldiers waiting for me. They take my clothes out and they put me outside. So this, I find after that this is the strategy of the soldiers, that's to scare the people. When they enter the jail, they beat them, they put him in the cold outside to talk or to sign on papers that they write it in Hebrew language. So it was 21 days in this situation. Outside, in the day, at night time, in a small room, half and half meter, you can just stand. So after 21 days, I have to sign. So I sign on a paper that they write it in Hebrew. So they was beating me every day for 1 hour or 2 hours to sign on this paper. But I didn't know what this paper said. I find this paper in the court that they said that I was throwing stones, I was lead the demonstration in the school, I am in a big party that time, that Fatah party. I didn't know at that time it was Fatah, or I didn't know what's Fatah party. So, you know, we are in the military court, so they believe the security or the soldiers. The judge gave me 2 years. I spent the 2 years in a Nakab jail, in the desert. But when I enter the Nakab, I find 20,000 people. Most of them is the children, because I was in the tent of the children, tent, it's called. So many of the children was in this jail, and they talking about their stories. they was living the same life that I live. And also in jail, it's very bad situation there. The food. You have to go outside sometimes 1 hour in the day, or 2 hours. In the winter, the tents, it's bring water inside. In the summer, it's very hot in the desert. So this was the situation. And they use many laws against the prisoners. So I saw my mother, for example, after 6 months. And we have many laws they use against the Palestinian. They put him 6 months in jail without court, without charging. And these 6 months, it's become to be 5 years sometimes. When the prisoner finished the 6 months, they give him other 6 months when he in jail. So this is new laws that we didn't find it in other country, just in Israel. So 2000 we started the second intifada, and it was all the people joined this intifada. It was non-violent way. In the beginning, 3 months, Israeli soldiers used a lot of violence against the people in the cities. And they attacked the cities. At the same time, 2002, they start to build the apartheid wall around West Bank. So we have a lot of villages before Bil'in that was resist against the war. But in that time, the media didn't was looking for them because it was a lot of people killed in that time in the cities and in the villages because the attack of the Israelis thanks to the cities. 2004, they started to Bil'in. Bil'in is a small village. 1,900 people live in Bil'in. Most of them is farmers, as other villages. So they started to destroy the olive trees in Bil'in village. That's the olive trees is the life of the Palestinian there. So the farmers used to have the olive trees in their life and there is food. So they destroyed more than 1,000 olive trees in the beginning to build the wall and the settlement. Settlement, a new settlement. They start to build it after 2003. So if we look to the map, the land of Bil'in is 4,000 dunams. The red line is the wall. So they confiscated 2,300 dunams from the land. It's about 60% from the land of the village. All this land is full of olive trees. That's when they start to build the new settlement, and the wall, they destroyed 1,000 olive trees. And also they didn't let the farmers to go to other side of the wall to pick the olive trees. So from the green line, you look here, from the green line to the red line in Bil'in village, we have 6 kilometers. This 6 kilometers is full of settlements. It's colonies. And all these settlements, they start to build it after Oslo Agreement. So after 1993. It means that the Israeli government didn't care for any international law, for any agreements between the Palestinians and the Israelis. So for example, we have the Muda'in Elite here. The biggest settlement in the area. We have 50,000 people live in this settlement now. In 20 years, 50,000 people. So every day they have confiscated more land. Every day they build more houses, more settlements in the area. And also the wall comes with a quota of the water of the Palestinian. So as a Palestinian, we have enough water to use in our life. Before the war, before the settlements, we didn't have, every day we have water and we have enough water to use in our life. Now, we have the water one time a week. In the summertime, we have it in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And you feel that if you visit the area, if you look to the settlement, you will see it as green, swimming pools, 24 the water. In the village, you saw the different from the roofs of the villagers, the houses have tanks of water to fill the water when they have the water in 1 day a week or 2 weeks. And also sometimes when the soldiers attack the village at night time or in the day, they shoot the tanks by rubber bullet or by live ammunition. So it's the goal of the Israeli army now. So they want to make the life of the Palestinian as much as difficult to leave the land and the villages. So after 10 years, after these things, you find the Palestinian in the villages, they didn't have a job, they didn't have farmlands, they didn't have places to build houses, they didn't have water. So they have to leave. And this is the goal of the Israeli government, to force the Palestinian to leave their land. This is the goal of the war, to put the Palestinian together in jail, to make the life of the Palestinian very hard, day by day. So the Bil'in people didn't accept that. So we started our struggle. We started when the Israelis start to destroy the olive trees, all the people go outside in the street without organizing. Everybody, the children, the women, the men, everybody go try to stop them. And in December until February 2005, it was every day. Every day was going the people from the morning at evening. And it was every day people who was injured or beating, or every day we was taking people to the hospital because the violence of the soldiers and the security there. From the beginning, they start to beat everybody in the demonstration. They use a lot of violent, many kinds of weapons against us. So we have 1,300 people who was injured. Many of them is in serious injury. So we have people who's lost their eyes. We have people who's lost their feeling, other sides. So we have many people injured in these demonstrations. We have 2 was killed. 17th of April 2009, we lost our friend Basim Abu Rahman by tear gas canister. Tear gas and rubber bullet. It's 2 words that the Israelis propaganda use it everywhere. That they use the tear gas against the people. They use the rubber bullet. When you hear that, you think that it's to keep the people away, and it's not hard. But in our village and other villages, they kill 40 people in non-violent demonstrations by the tear gas canister. So it's rockets, not tear gas. And the one they kill our friend Basim Abu Rahman, it's made in the United States. So it's most of the weapons made in the United States. Yes. Sorry. And this kind of weapons, we call it the black rocket as a Palestinian, because it's really a black rocket. The American army was using to break in the windows when they want to attack some place. In our village, because it's very fast, very heavy, they have to shoot it in 500 meters in the sky. In our village and other villages, they shot it direct to the people in 20 meters and 15 meters. The last one was killed in 1 meter. Nabi Saleh. So they use the tear gas and the rubber bullet to kill people and to shoot the people. Rubber bullet is not rubber. It's rubber steel coated bullet. When they shot our friend, Limor, an Israeli friend, he was participating with us, they shot him by 2 rubber bullets in 15 meters. These bullets enter his head. He was a lawyer and he was participating with us every week in the demonstration. The 2 bullets enter his head. He spent 3 months in hospital, in Israeli hospital, and he's having a problem now. When they shot our friend, Tristan Anderson, from United States, from California. He spent 3 years in coma. I met him, I didn't believe that he's Tristan Anderson. He's in a wheelchair, he cannot move anything from his body. He's lost his eye, he's lost all this side of his body. So it means that it's not tear gas and rubber bullet. It means that rockets. So many kinds of weapons they use against us every Friday. They try to break us by many ways. That's the non-violent way is break the Israeli army. So they know in non-violent way we can succeed. Because they want to break us by the violent. After 2 years of our village, we started in Nalim village. They killed 5 in 1 year. The first one was 11 years old. And they shot him near his house. So, they use many kinds of violence against us. At night time. So since 8 years, we have the soldiers raid the village at night time. The most years it was in 2009, 2010. It almost was every night. It was raid the village by a big group of soldiers with dogs, guns, cover their spaces, attack many homes in the same time. And it's very, very difficult, especially at night time. When you see in your home, it's happened in my home more than 12 times. I have 4 kids in my home. So my daughter grew with the war. She's 8 years now. She smelled the tear gas when she was 1 month. They threw the tear gas inside of the home. She grew with the faces of the soldiers at night time. So you didn't know how the child feel when he saw a soldier with dog wake him up from his sleep. It doesn't happen here, but I know it because it's happened in my home. And many times. When we ask the soldiers why you are coming, sometimes they arrested me for 24 hours, for 1 week, but many times they come to search, just to search. They wake everybody up from sleeping, take him out of the home, and group of the soldiers go inside and start search. So when I asked the officer why you are coming, if you want me, arrested me. Why the children? So he said, if you come on a Friday in the demonstration, we come to your home every night. So they want to break us. They want to keep us away from this non-violent way. because they know, the Israelis know, that we can succeed by this way if we continue. But we continue our struggle, and we succeed. 4th of September 2007, we succeed to have a decision from the Israeli court to remove the wall back 500 meters. Now they finished the wall. We start to fight against the wall and the settlement together, because the court in that time said this wall is security for the settlement. So you understand that they confiscated the land. They start for security reason, for a close military area. They start to build settlement. Then they build the wall and they say this is security for the settlement. So they collect between the wall and the settlement to make it hard for the people to go to the court or to move the wall back. So we started to fight against the wall and the settlement together. And it was a big story. It was every day. We have to think in new ideas what we will do the next. So when we saw the settlers, and also to know just, this settlement, it's illegal by the international law, you know. All the settlements is illegal by the international law. But this one is illegal by the Israeli law. So after 1 year of our struggle, we find that this settlement, they didn't have permission to build houses from the court, the Israeli court. So we start to fight against the settlers, that the settlers take the decision to build the new houses on our land without permission from the court. So they war against the Israeli court also. They put caravans, they put houses, they build the new houses in our land. So we go, we take our families, and we go, we live in these houses inside of the settlement. So when they ask us why you are here, we say this is our houses. It's built on our land. And they didn't have permission to build it. We fight them by their law. They take us not because the houses have permission or it's legal, because we make danger for the settlement, and for security reason they take us out and to side of the village. So we bring caravan and we put it there in our land. They came and take the caravan and take us out. Other night we bring other caravan and we put it on our land near the settlement. Also, we put ourselves inside of the caravan this time. They came, they broke in the doors and they take the caravan. So we ask why you give the settlers to build illegal houses and you take our caravan and this is our land. The officer said that this is houses, they built it by cement and they have ceiling, doors, we need permission from the court to demolish these houses. But this caravan is illegal to put it here. So next night we bring our materials. We bring the cement and we make room in 3 hours at night time. And I remember at that time it was raining, so we have to catch the ceiling at morning to give it to the prom. When the soldiers came at morning, they was very crazy. They start to shoot everywhere. What you are doing? We told him you need permission to demolish our home. And this home, it was very important in our struggle in that time. And they cannot demolish this room. They need a permission. And this room is still 6 years at night time. In the day we was staying here, everybody can go there to their room, and by this room we open the gate of the wall for the farmers. But on 4th of September 2007, we have a decision from the Israeli court after these actions every day to demolish this part of the wall and to have 1,000 dunams back to the farmers. So they demolished the wall in June 2011. It takes 4 years for the soldiers to demolish the wall after the decision of the court. So I have some photos here. We can show some of our ideas that we use. So for example, you know what's this? Yes, it's Avatar movie, but here is Avatar people in Bil'in. So we make the people as Avatar people. When we go in march and we go to the fence, when the soldiers saw the Avatar people coming, they didn't know what to do. You know. So this is look like water that they use against us in the demonstrations, in non-violent demonstrations, water. In the Israeli propaganda is water. But if you go there, you know what's this. It's not shit water, it's more than chemical things, they collect it together, it's make very bad smell. So if you get some of this water, you have to throw your clothes. You cannot use it again. You have to wash yourself many times to get this, and they use it every week now against the people. This is the tear gas. Tear gas is thrown by machines for the people in non-violent demonstration. So they use the machines to throw 50 tear gas at the same time. So you have all the area look like tear gas. This is at night time. So we talk about the olive tree. So this olive tree is more than 1,000 olive tree, years old. They destroyed it in 1 minute. So many kinds of weapons. So if you search here for tear gas made in the United States, you will find all these kinds of weapons. It's made here in the United States. Here is Bassem Abraham, our friend, who was shot. So sometimes we follow the news, we follow what happened in our demonstration. So every week we have a new idea to use in our demonstration. So here we have our flotilla to Gaza. So we make our flotilla in our village and we go by the flotilla to the wall. So we put all the international flags on this. So this is the danger tear gas what we talk about. So this is the black rocket. It's illegal to use it against people. Everywhere, non-violent or everywhere, you cannot use this one against the people because it's illegal and it's very dangerous to use it against the people. So we have 40 people killed by these kinds of weapons, by these rubber coat bullets around the villages who's doing the same of Bil'in now. So sometimes we have a demonstration for the children after the night raids to send message to the soldiers that just let us sleep. So this is at night time also. The soldiers raid the village. They have everybody go outside of the home. I've been arrested many times. This is 1, 2, 3, no. So we have also many famous people that visit Bil'in after our struggle. We have Jimmy Carter here. He's visiting Bil'in and he's visit the wall and the side of the settlement. And he's mentioned that this wall is apartheid wall and apartheid country. We have Desmond Tutu who visit Bil'in. We have many people who have Nobel Peace Prize. We have many members in European countries that visit Bil'in. So many people, every day, we have them visit Bil'in now to see what's going on and what is the struggle, the war in this village. So also we have the woman, she's my wife. The woman who's participating in the demonstration as side by side by the children and the men and everybody. So we have also in 1st of January 2011, we have Jawahir Abu Rahma was killed by the same tear gas. She's a sister of Basim Abu Rahma. So this is the soldiers at night time. When they raid the village to arrest somebody or to search. It looks like in Afghanistan or in Iraq. So here is the settlement, Mitya Mizrah. All these settlement is built on Bil'in land. They take about 1,500 dunums from the land of the village. Arrested at night. And also sometimes the settlers burn the olive trees. And if you can see the movie by broken cameras, you will see how the settlers burn the olive trees, they burn our home in the next side of the wall. So here is show that made in the United States. So we have many people, we have American people also comes and participate with us in our demonstration. Many kinds of weapons. These settlements, Mudain Marid, it's also on land of Bil'in and other villages near Bil'in. So here is Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. They visit Bil'in. You know him? Yes, they're visiting Bil'in and they join us in our demonstration and they lead demonstration to the wall. So this is in general what's going on in Bil'in since 8 years. We have our actions every Friday. We have some video just to give you more information about our struggle. see from the beginning, the soldiers was waiting where is the fence. After this, they comes inside of the village. Now they inside of the village. So they didn't want the people to go to march to the wall or to their land. So in this one, they attacked the demonstration inside of the village, and they shot our friend, as I told you, an Israeli friend. He was joined us in this demonstration, and he's also a lawyer. That they shot him by rubber bullet in 15 meters in his head. So you can see in this how they shot him.
Get help, guys! You gotta show now! Get help!
So, as you see from the beginning, the soldiers was waiting where is the fence. After this, they comes inside of the village. Now they inside of the village. So they didn't want the people to go to march to the wall or to their land. So in this one, they attacked the demonstration inside of the village, and they shot our friend, as I told you, an Israeli friend. He was joined us in this demonstration, and he's also a lawyer. They shot him by rubber bullet in 15 meters in his head. So you can see in this how they shot him.
אוקיי, בואו נקשור אותם הקודם, חוץ מהדבר הזה. יאללה.
Get help, guys! You gotta show now! Get help!
this is some of our actions, our ideas that we use a lot of them in our actions. And also the direct action, it was not in Friday, in other days. It was before the bulldozers comes to work on the land that we put ourselves in the roads of the bulldozers to try to stop them in that day. So this is in general what's going on in Bil'in. We have now 20 places in West Bank that they follow Bil'in after our succeed, and we have them doing the demonstration, weekly demonstration, some in Saturday, Sunday and Friday. So we have around West Bank, we have 20 places. Just yesterday we have our friends, they built a new village near E1, a settlement in the road of Bethlehem and Hebron. So they built a new village called Bab al-Shams. It's the way of the sun. But the Israeli soldiers attacked them, arrested all of them all of the night, and they demolished all the tents. So this is just was last day. So thank you so much for your hearing. If you have a question, please welcome.